Yeah, give it a second or two. Because every time I start talking, when I go to the replay says it didn't start yet. So let's just give this a second before we get started. Get a little setup here. Put you guys in. How does this go? There we go. All right, well, hey there, it's Angeline here. And we are going to be doing a quick check-in. I had a long day today, so I'm a little dressy because I just came back from church at a funeral I went to. So I'm still wearing my outfits. But I didn't want to take a break. I said, you know what? If I go change my clothes and relax, we're gonna miss the seeds. So let's get started. Today is a good day to garden. All right, so these are our mustard greens. Their seeds are ready. They have turned brown. The pods have turned brown, so we're gonna pick the pods off. We're gonna put them in our little plate here. You can see. Ooh, there we go. See the seeds? It just fell out. So we are just gonna pick up these seeds, and they're coming right off on the thing. I'm getting a little nervous because they are coming off in the plate as I'm pulling them. As you can see, I'm just gonna cut it so that I don't have to worry about losing them or planting them in the ground. So let me go get the scissors. So usually I would say to get these seeds, we would just pick up the pods here, but these are coming off in my hand. And I don't want to lose them too in there. So what I'm gonna do is, oh, there goes two pods. Cut the whole thing. They're nice and dry and ready. So that's how you know when the seeds are ready. They're dry and they come off, as you can see, very easily. So I'm just taking the cut off here. I have all these seed pods. I do plan on planting them here, but not that many. So let me make sure. I'm going to take them off inside on a plate in a secure place so they don't roll and plant themselves back in the ground over here. I have little mustard greens that are already growing that I'm going to have plant here. So we're going to snap these two pieces off, and we're going to take our pods inside, and as you saw, inside the dry pods, that's where the seeds are. That was very quick. Now there are some green ones. As you can see, they're still on. So we're gonna leave these green ones and let them dry out until those seeds are ready. Once those seeds are ready, we'll come and clip it off. So these are staying on because the seed pods are still green. So the green seed pods we stay, but the dry brown ones we're taking with us. And then once it's finished, I just take the whole little Y cube out of the ground, and that's it. And that's how we collect mustard seeds. And then I'm gonna show you where I bag them and put them away. So we have those that are still green, and then we have these over here, these seeds, which are also still green as well. All right, so let's head inside and get these packed up and put away. And then we're gonna go check on our nursery, because I'm sure some of the nursery babies have grown. So we got them here. We have a party tomorrow, just a little one, for a celebration, a birthday celebration. So let's move all the birthday celebration items out of the way. School's out. And this is our plate that we started collecting our seeds in already. So let me show you what we do to store them. There we go. So as you can see, the pods are here. And Then you just open the pod up and the seeds fall out. So at least now I know when they spill, they're not gonna plant in my carpet. If they do, we just vacuum them up. So I'm putting them on this plate because it's easy to see. So you basically like deshell them, like eating peanuts or something. Take them out of the shell, which is what we're doing here. And there you go. So we got ourselves quite a few mustard seeds. Now, I take out my binder where I keep my seeds. I'm going to keep the binder here. Before I take them out, let me get a seed package because everything in the binder has seeds in them. So let's get one of our empty packets. So I have these envelopes. That is just right on the envelope. So I'm gonna put mustard greens. So I label it. I'm gonna put the type, which is the hydro one, so it's not the red giant. The next set would be the red giant because the red giant is what I'm gonna be growing out there. So eventually it'll be red giant out there. And then I'm gonna put seeded in garden. This is not my usual pen. This is not pen, that's my Sharpie. I usually use this for writing outside. There's a little seed still in here. Still in the casing. There we go. After you get them out, easy way to collect them. I like to do it this way. Just smooth. Because they're very, very tiny. This is not like like colander with those giant seeds. They're very small seeds. There you go. And that's how you collect your mustard green seeds. Easy. And you store them in a cool place in the book. So that's how we go all the way from our Y cube, from our garden. We brought our plant to seed. If you've been following along, we left it outside for 2 months, let the plant grow and the seeds dry, and here we are. So now we're back to our garden. I know we have our nursery. I should have left you. You know what? Let me leave you guys in there and bring the nursery here so we could see. I can sit down and see. Along with looking at our nursery plants, I'm going to also check in on, there you go. So we have nursery plants here. Let's see if any of them can go into the main place. Our GreenStalk, our water holder came in. So I'm very excited about that. So we have our plants. Let's see if they're ready for the big place. These hibiscuses are very tall. All right, we're not at, oh yeah, we got 1/2 inch. So we got a 1/2 inch root here. So this is going in the garden today. This one's also very tall. Oh yeah, we got 1/2 inch root here too. So we're gonna put this in the garden as well. So we got 2 plants ready to go. Let's see if anyone else is ready. This lemon pepper should be ready. Nothing. The roots have not sprouted from anywhere yet. This is because this plant was originally in the garden and it was getting too much food. If they get too much water or too much food, sometimes the top grows, but the roots don't. So they need to be more developed to move forward. Let's see if anyone else has roots showing. Nothing. Yeah, this way the camera is weird. It's not helping. Because I gotta keep turning around to see you guys to see what's going on. Okay, so let's get you facing this way. That should make it a lot easier. There we go. Okay, so this way we have our lemon pepper. As I said, when you see that it grows, it looks like it's developing here a lot on the top. However, what's really going on is it was in a lot of water, and it was also in I put it directly in the garden, and the roots didn't really develop as much as they should because it had too much plant food, and it was with the bigger plants, and they need a lot of plant food. So with that being said, these we have to let their roots develop. Even though they look like they're growing big on the top, they need to have strong roots at the bottom as well. So we're leaving this in here. The collard green is shooting up quickly. They have not developed anything in the bottom yet. Our green lettuce, a little piece of a root here sticking out. So we have something showing here. Let's see what else we got. Butter crunch. Our lettuces are, this one's doing good. So this one is ready to go in and be thin. So we're gonna thin this one as we send it into, there's a seed here. We send it out into the world. Purple kohlrabi. It needs some more time. Nothing's growing here at the bottom. Sugar oregano. Oregano is just barely starting. You got a little bit of green coming in. Make sure I'm able to see you guys. We have our mustard in here. Same thing, no roots. So mature means roots development, not just plant development. This one we have a lot of plant development, but we do have some roots growing upwards. I think this is from it being very wet. But I'm gonna give it a little more time and a couple more days. If I don't see anything, I'm still gonna split it and have it get a little more strength before it goes. Split it and let it dry a little bit. Now we have some other plants here that are also, just gonna bring them to the main place. We have our purple basil, which sprouted, and we have some red sorrel. We have one plant there. So I had this open today while I was out, and it's just been open. So it's been getting fresh air so that it'll dry a little quicker. So since it's been open all day, this one is not as moist, and which is good because it gives it a chance. The humidity is really, really high. It's 90 degrees outside. It gives it a chance to dry out and let those roots develop. So that's what we want here. So we're gonna put these back under the light. I'm gonna put these in a home. So let's do that first. Let's see where our red hibiscus should go. I see a spot right in the center, which would be good for it. I'm gonna put it right here behind this tomato. Give it all the light it can get. Let's lift it up. There we go. So we're gonna have this one develop here. Oh, this one has two. Ooh, we gotta take one of them out. Let's take one of these out. So I'm pulling it out here. It had a little small one. And this little small one, we're gonna put it's been struggling. You know, I'll put it outside and see how it does. It likes full sun, hibiscus. So it likes full sun and hot weather. All right, this tomato plant, we are definitely doing a video on pruning this plant in the near future, very near future. If today wasn't such a late in the afternoon day, I would probably do it today. So we do have to refresh the tank. So probably at the beginning of next week, we'll refresh the tank and then trim that. All right, so we got our hibiscus in. We got one on this one. Let me see, now that we have a free cover out, see if anybody else is using the foil the foil method. And we'll cover them up. I think the foil method is on the other one. Let's go get our hibiscus plant put there. This one, there's only one in here. So let's get our hibiscus in here on this side. And let's find anyone using foil over here. Give them a legit cover. All right, let's see. Where are the openings? Every time I count, I see tons of openings, and now I'm like, okay, am I gonna put this? Nothing. All right, so we got stuff at the bottom. It's very full in here. Let's put it, I want a little higher up. These plants are coming out. I just finished, but this one's coming out as pepper. I think some light is getting in there, and it's causing the sorrel some issues. So I'm gonna move it out. So that's that purple kohlrabi. All right, there's something right here. Let's put it right here under the sorrel. We'll put it in there. What's going on here? Oh, these are birthday gifts. Say we're having a party tomorrow. We're having a party tomorrow, so got some birthday gifts. So let's put this in here. And we got our 2 hibiscus in there. So since this is just a little check-in and maintenance day, we're not gonna do too much moving around. We're just doing the basics. We're getting ready for our celebration tomorrow. So well, we got our 2 hibiscus in there. Here we go. And let's get our garden covered. I mean, not covered, hanging out. And we're gonna thin our lettuce. Our butter crunch. So we got our garden back in here. We're gonna thin our nursery back down there. And we're gonna thin our butter crunch. Let's flip you guys again. There we go. So we're thinning our butter crunch. So this is, put our nursery back over here, and we have our, sorry about that. Then you guys secure it again. We have our red hibiscus growing in here behind our collard greens right here. Again, I'm going to be clearing out some of these larger pepper plants and moving them to an outside environment. And then we are going to, what are we going to do right now? We are going to thin our butter crunch, which is here, and put it in our GreenStalk. So I'm going to thin the butter crunch and put it on the side where those other lettuces came from, and take this outside because our last level of the GreenStalk, our water reservoir came. So now that we have our water reservoir, we can put water in it. We can put our GreenStalk fully together. So I had to order it. There was one missing. I didn't know we had to get one separate, so we got it. Okay, here's one of our foils. I knew we had a foil cover. We're gonna get rid of that foil cover. I use it to cover the hole in the garden. The reason why we use it to cover the hole is because the foil, I mean, if you let too much light in, algae starts to grow, and the algae inside affects the plants. So let's move this pepper plant. That's why I'm like, we're gonna get rid of some of these pepper plants. We're gonna trim them down. We have a lot of jalapenos, and so this is where we're gonna put our butter crunch lettuce. All right, so again, we're gonna thin it. I'm gonna thin it right here. Let's open it up. And we're gonna take these outside. So let's see which one. This one is thin. All right, so we gotta take that one out. We got the second one out. We're gonna leave like the strongest ones in here. Strongest one in here. We're gonna bring the others outside. So this is our strongest and longest. We're gonna put it back in. A long root growing there at the bottom. So we're gonna put our butter crunch in here. Yeah, so next week when we're gonna trim and we're gonna refresh the tank. We have to refresh the tank. That's due currently. Okay. So now let's carry our little plants. We have our little hibiscus plant, and then we have our 3 lettuce, butter crunch lettuce. Here, we're gonna take these outside, and we're also, let me get the container. The missing piece of our, this is the missing piece of our GreenStalk. So we're gonna carry that out. Let's go. We have our team member that's sleeping right now. So we're gonna whisper past her. We're expecting like a huge rainstorm in the next few days. When it rains a lot, it's hard to drain the potted plants. So I have taken, especially citrus plants that don't like their roots to be in the water. So I brought them inside. And even the seedlings too, it's very hard for them to develop when we're just having downpours of rain all the time. So I brought the citrus plants inside. They're definitely getting heat out here, but we got them inside so that they don't get drowned in the water. All right, so lettuce likes a lot of rain. So as you can see here, lettuce is flourishing, loves the rain. I think I hear thunder. Okay, so all right, so since there's thunder outside, let me just do this piece quickly, because that's the only thing that really requires us to be outside. And then the rest we can do in this room. This is why I got on immediately, before I even changed my clothes or anything. I was like, let me get on immediately because it's supposed to have thunderstorms. So this is our red hibiscus. We also have some hibiscus plants here, a little more mature. I'm gonna put it in our GreenStalk out here. So seedling in our GreenStalk definitely can handle the weather. But yeah, so this is where all of our citrus plants were hanging out. But I had to take them off their stands. This is our lettuce. Lettuce can take a lot of water. The roots are shallow, and when the water drains down, it's fine. This one hasn't been taken. It's been too much water. As you can see, this is what happens when there's too much water. So let's bring our hot pepper is doing pretty good in here. We got a few plants that are doing okay. All right, so I'm going to get a little lower down our basil. That basil broke. So when we're bringing it out, a lot of the plants got their edges clipped and they got roughed up when they were moved from inside the sunroom to out. So that's why we have a lot of these that kind of didn't do well during transport. As you can see, it snapped. This part snapped. And so all here has dried out. But we are going to keep going. Some of them are still holding on. We'll see how it adjusts. But right now we are going to be planting in our seedling, hibiscus seedling. You see it's very, very wet out here because, again, it's been raining. Since it's a seedling, some rain is not going to be too much. Also, it is underneath this big pepper plant, so it's not getting direct huge drops, like, beaming down on it. So it's in a good place. And also, I'm putting it out here in this GreenStalk and not the one out inside not in any of the ones inside, because this one gets direct sunlight, gets the hottest of heat of the heat, which is phenomenal for the hibiscus. The hibiscus could take all the sun and all the excitement. So we're putting it out here. Let's get inside with the lettuce. Let me see if there's any tomatoes I can get before I go inside. I can get salad later. Oh yeah. I knew there would be some tomatoes ready. So let me just pick some tomatoes to eat later. Some red one. It's just coming right off. So there we go. Nice tomatoes. So we got just a couple to make our little salad with. The ones are red, but they're not fully red, so we're just gonna get our tomatoes. Now we'll be sunroom putting the final stages of our GreenStalk and kind of getting the sunroom organized because we're having a party in there tomorrow. So everything needs to look decent. The kids. So we're gonna be cleaning the floor, getting these boxes out. Let me put my tomatoes down. So at one point I was gonna do peppers, but probably not. Something bit me through my stocking. So these are the peppers. They're doing pretty good. They are ready to come out, but they'll survive being inside. It's okay. How you can tell they're ready to come out? Their roots are growing through the bottom. But they're definitely ready to come out. Just gonna leave them here for like a day or two. They're pretty dry, so I'll put them under the windowsill here, so they can get some rain from the thunder and the lightning. And then these are here, and now we're working on this. Okay, so this is our top shelf. We're going to be removing it because we're missing something. Remove this from here. So this is still very moist. Let's check the seeds. We do have some seedlings. Some sprouts sprouting in here. Got one or two sprouts. This is our indoor decor. All right, so somebody's having a barbecue. All right, so we remove this from the top because we were missing a piece. I had to order it. Make sure I'm in frame. Okay, so I had to order the piece. It's about to rain. So some of these plants I painted because it was so hot today. It was in the 90s today. It's so hot yesterday. They're gonna get rain any second, as they said. You can hear the thunder. All right, so let's open our package. This is what we're missing. So in between each stage, we have our water reservoir. And so because I ordered an extra shorter one, I did not have to order one of these too. So it came, and we couldn't add the final stage because we're missing one. So here we go. Get to use a little bit more soil. And we got some stickers and some carrots. We got carrots here. Let me put this in. So I think this is getting water. It looks moist. Let's see, the roots are going straight down. This is ready to go. This needs to go into a bigger pot so it can live out the rest of the summer. Kind of squeezing it to see how moist. This tells me how moist it is, how easy it is to come out of the cup. If it's holding on like this and the soil isn't like packing itself together, it's very moist. So let's leave it in there. All right, what was I doing? Oh, we came to add our leaf on. So this is our top level. Let's just put this here. So I'm clearing up some space here. Tomatoes. Definitely got to clear up a lot of these plants off of here because this is like where the cake and all those things are supposed to go for the party. And let's move this way. So I just keep rotating it so it gets maximum sunlight in all directions. See how it's doing. A lot of leaves growing at the bottom. These onions are doing great. I mean, looking at everybody else. All right, so let's put this to the side and then go get our soil and make our mixture. We went over this mixture so many times the other day. I'm sure everybody has it down with me. So let's get our mixture. It's time to cook. All right, so we have our organic. I don't have my cup because I already used my cup. We can put our organic in. Now there's some soil that's falling out the bottom and it's gonna make a little bit of mess. which is why I want to get this done as soon as possible so that I can get in here really cleaned up nicely. Just add a little bit. Big mess. Then we have our other soil. I'm gonna have to use the bucket because again it's super heavy. There's some that's in here. It's starting to rain already. Let's find our casting. Okay, so we're gonna add some castings in to give some extra nutrients. So we got our castings. We're just going to shake some in. And then we're going to add our shake and feed, just a little bit, slow release. So this is our slow release fertilizer. It just releases as time goes on, as you water. I just put a little bit in there, and then you mix. Oh, the rain's coming down now. So we're mixing. And then we're going to add in, I'm going to fill this up to the top, and we're going to add in our rest. Ooh, we got our lettuce. Oh, it's our lettuce here because it's still intact. Again, I didn't get to put this lettuce in water, so it needs to get into the soil pretty quickly. We have a Bolton green mustard seed, mustard green plant. I'm gonna put it in that container. I'm gonna let it continue its bolting process and then move it to the front in the meantime. So we got our soil here. A little sprinkle of water. So yes, it's like it feels like a little mist in here. So we're inside, but a little bit of water comes in. So that's why I put the seedlings and such plants at the edges, so they can get that little mist when it rains, but they don't get the full downpour like they were outside. And the citrus plants, they are fill. Their soil is moist. So I don't want to get any water in there in the pot. That's what happened to our pomegranate. I'm going to have to move the pomegranate out of that corner. I got it so that it could pollinate with the other plants, but if it's not doing well and it's not alive, then it can't pollinate. So I have to move it out of that corner. Because it is getting drenched. I put holes in it that's bigger. Hopefully the holes are doing a little better, but it's doing only so much with the amount of rain. This is a lot lighter. It's a lot smaller. And this one is for smaller plants. So herbs can go up here. For smaller plants in general. There we go. So that's our leaf. See how short it is in comparison to the other one. So that is there for herbs and any smaller plants. And now we put our water. So this one is a little taller. And I put the smaller one on top. There we go. Oh. Okay. So yeah, so this is our smaller herb section for us to put smaller plants in there. So things like the thyme can go in there, rosemary, all different types of seasonings. They can fit in there. And smaller, shallower rooted plants on a whole go into the shorter ones, whereas the deeper, long ones are for deeper plants. So there. Now in here is again, before we go, finish. Oh, we have to get our lettuce. See if I make sure I didn't crush it. Here we go. We have our lettuce here that we thinned. Let's take them to this section here. This section gets rain every time it rains, all the time, consistently, and but it stays very cool. So we are going to, even right now it's getting rained on. See my hand, the water drops are coming in. We're gonna go inside. So yes, this is why I did the video immediately. So now I can go relax, reflect. When you go to funerals, it makes you reflect on life. Just bury them in root deep. I'm not going to water them in because it's supposed to rain like until tomorrow. So I'm not watering them in. Just going to let them, let the water come in. These plants, right, this one is going to seed. As you can see, this is a green mustard green. It is flowering and has gone to seed because of the hot weather. I'm going to transplant it to the front and it's going to grow in the front. But while we're here, just for informational purposes, these are citrus plants. You see how it's getting a little mist. As you can see, the top looks very dry. The plant wasn't doing too well. Thai basil, so I just threw it in there. And then it was laying there for a while and then it didn't do too good. But as you can see, it's not right below the surface. It's really wet, really, really wet. You can see the color difference in the soil. So it cannot take all night rain in a bucket. It'll fill this up like it's a bucket and then we'll have some issues. And then, so that is and then this one, same thing. Let's see how this one's doing. This one should have less because this is a younger plant, but still the same thing. It's not even that far. In the house, I had them watered and then I would water and leave it. But I watered them and then brought them outside because it was 80 degrees. It was 90 degrees, but then that's how that's going. So these are stevia plants. These two small ones are growing here. Then this one, I'm going to put this one in our GreenStalk. I'm going to go confirm how much light it needs. If it's a low light plant, I'll keep it inside in our GreenStalks in the sunroom. If it's full sun all day, full summer, full heat, it's going to go outside. So this is just a checkup on how to know when your plants have too much water. Of course, on the top it looks dry and desert, but we go in an inch or two. If it's wet, it has water in it. And if it's going to rain outside and it's a potted plant, try to get it out of that rain, bring it into shelter, put it under an awning, or like I just brought it into the sunroom. See, as you can see, this one, same. But this one you can see is wet from the top. It's a dark color. So yeah, this one definitely had to come inside. This one, it was raining outside on it quite a lot. And so we had to bring it inside. So these are citrus plants that go on those stands out there. But because of the rain, we're bringing them in. Now, if they were fully dry and then it was going to rain, fine, I'll leave them out. But as you can see, they're wet just a few inches in. This one's not even inches wet to the eye on the top of the soil. This one ½ inch in. This one is not even an inch in as well. And they're wet. Since they're that wet, they cannot take rain again outside. So they're going to stay in here. They're going to sit on our party table. I guess I'm going to have to figure out a place to put them. Probably put them on the side. I'm going to bring the stands for them in the house out here, and they can stand on the stands during the party. And then after the party, they could go back to being on this table. So these plants, this open area is really good for sun, but it's not so great for when it's continuously raining. And again, if it had the 90-degree weather and they were dry, I would let them stay out and get the nice, beautiful rain. But we had a 90-degree weather. It rained last night. It rained also the day before. It's been raining every single day. So with that being said, no, we cannot have this. We can't have them filling up like a bucket. That's also what was going on with our pomegranate out here. As you can see, the shrub, the pomegranate shrub, is super green. The one in the pot, not so doing as well. In the corner here, it's not doing as well. So with that being said, we're gonna have to also bring that one in soon. But it's very heavy, so that's why I haven't brought it. I'm gonna have to have my son bring it in, or at least have it in the citrus corner so that it's easy to bring them in. So it's just right here. All right, well, thank you very much for joining. It's been Angeline Verdon on all social medias. That is Angeline, last Verdant. Please remember to follow us on Instagram, TikTok for more updates. I do more still pictures or shorts so you can see updates of what's going on with the plants if I'm not making a video on them. Also go to the website with more detailed instructions on how to keep your garden staying green always. You can go to our website at avgardening.com, and for behind the scenes, you can go to our Patreon behind the scenes. We have our series called In the Bushes and our uncut content. Please go to patreon.com /Angeline Verdant. It's VERDANT. Angeline Verdant at patreon.com. Thank you very much for joining, and remember, stay green always. And I will talk to you guys next time. Let's see if I can say wave and say goodbye for now. All right, goodbye for now.